How often do you notice your actions? How often do you pause to experience the moment you are in? And how much of your life moves forward without you fully noticing it? Hi everyone, welcome back to the Otdushi Podcast. I am your host, Yulia Otdushi. As a mental health professional, I spend a lot of time exploring how our minds shape the way we experience our lives. And before we dive into the deeper exploration, a quick note: this podcast is intended for educational and reflective purposes only and is not a substitute for professional mental health care. In the previous episode, we began exploring something very subtle: how our early experiences and conditioning begin shaping us long before our conscious mind fully develops. At the earliest stages of life, our body and mind are already learning how to be. And as we continue this gentle journey of understanding ourselves, today I want to invite you into a quiet moment of awareness. So wherever you are right now, maybe walking, sitting, or moving through your day, there is nothing you need to change. Just allow your attention to gently notice this moment with me. Let's begin to notice. What do you see around you right now? Maybe the light in your environment, the shapes of objects around you, the colors. What sounds can you hear? Perhaps distant traffic or voices nearby, or the quiet hum of the space around you. Notice the sensation of your body, the feeling of your clothes against your skin, the surface beneath you, the temperature of the air around you. Is there any scent you can notice right now? Maybe the smell of fresh air, coffee, or something subtle in your surrounding. And if you're drinking or eating something, notice the taste. Just for a moment. If noticing these small details feels unusual, you are not alone. Most of us move through our days this way, automatically. This is what we call autopilot. Autopilot is the brain's way of running familiar behaviors automatically, so we don't have to consciously think about every actions we take. Research in neuroscience shows that many of these automatic patterns are stored in parts of the brain that specialize in habits and routines. This helps the brain conserve energy so it can focus on moments that truly need our attention, like making decisions, solving problems, or responding to unexpected life events. Because so much of our life runs automatically, our attention often drifts away from the present moment. Researchers from Harvard University once studied how often our minds are actually present during everyday life. They asked thousands of people throughout the day a simple question: are you thinking about what you are doing right now? The answer revealed something fascinating. Almost half of the time, people were thinking about something completely different from what they were doing in that moment. In other words, nearly half of our lives may unfold while our mind is somewhere else. The researchers describe this phenomenon as a wandering mind. They also discovered something important. When the mind was wandering, people reported lower level of happiness. The conclusion of the study became widely quoted. A wandering mind is an unhappy mind. Not because thinking is bad, but because when we are not present, the mind often keeps working in the background, worrying, replaying past experiences, anticipating the future, or trying to solve problems even when we could simply rest. This relates directly to what we are exploring today. Much of our day unfolds on autopilot. Our bodies move through routines, while the mind drifts somewhere else. I notice this in myself sometimes. There are days when I suddenly realized I moved through half of the day without really noticing it. The morning workout was finished, breakfast was already gone, emails were sent, conversations happened, and yet I can't fully remember experiencing these moments. I remember they happened, but not the experience of them. When we begin slowing down and noticing our experiences, something interesting begins to happen. We begin to notice what truly matters to us, our values. As we become more aware of our values, our habits can begin to change. Simple actions can become supportive rather than draining. Imagine yourself waking up feeling rested because you chose to sleep earlier the night before, because you chose to unwind, turning down the noise of the day and allowing your mind and body to settle before sleep. Giving yourself a few minutes to start your day in the morning, preparing your meal and actually tasting it instead of eating while watching something or rushing somewhere. Stepping outside for walks, feeling morning air, speaking to yourself with kindness, even when you make mistakes. Stretching your body, noticing it before rushing into the day or before going to sleep. Over time, these small choices can begin to feel natural. They can become habits too, automatic in a way that supports your well-being instead of quietly draining it. And something interesting begins to happen when we practice presence. Life starts to feel more immersive. People often travel far and spend money searching for immersive experiences, retreats, beautiful destinations, special events, moments that make them feel fully alive. But presence allows us to experience that same richness in ordinary moments. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of the wind moving through leaves, the taste of a warm meal, the meaningful conversation with somebody you care about, the quiet feeling of being at home in your own body. These experiences are available to us every day when we slow down enough to notice them. For this week's practice, choose an everyday activity you usually do on autopilot. Perhaps brushing your teeth or washing your face or drinking morning coffee or water. As you do this activity, gently bring your attention to the experience. Notice what it looks like, the object in your hand, like a toothbrush, or the space around you. Notice how it feels, the texture, the temperature, the sensation against your skin. Notice the sounds that come with this activity, perhaps a scent or even a taste. And notice where your mind drifts If it wanders, gently bring it back to one of your senses. Remember, there is nothing to fix. Just notice. You are becoming an explorer of your own life. At the beginning of this episode, I asked you a question. How often do you notice your actions? Perhaps today, after listening this podcast, you may begin noticing your actions a little more. Noticing small moments that were always there. And that small moment of noticing is where stepping out of autopilot begins. In our next episode, we will continue this journey of self-exploration by recognizing the patterns that grow from the actions we repeat every day. But for now, let's simply practice noticing, one moment at a time, one observation at a time. Because awareness begins with noticing what we do. Notice yourself now. You are slowly becoming a curious student of your own